Now that you own the house. Okay, so often buying a house is a huge journey. I'll have clients where for 3 years we're planning to get them into that home, and then they buy the home. Now what? Now what, right? Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about something that I strongly suggest, and it's a financial basic, but I think that in our culture, especially today, it's often lost. So number one, the minute you close on that house, you're gonna wanna do stuff to it. That's inevitable. You're gonna wanna buy new furniture. Oh, what if we did this? Oh, what if we did that? I wanna paint, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, I wanna do this, I wanna do that. Wait. The only way you guys should start fixing that house up is if there's a serious problem. So like if your heater is broken, if your air conditioner is broken, if there's a leak, yes, you need to handle that ASAP, okay? However, I would strongly suggest, okay, that you start saving money. I know, it's the worst, right? But what happens so much is people get into that first house, and often in the process, they deplete their savings. So they get into the house, they don't have much savings left over, and immediately they start pouring all their money into the house. And there's two problems with this. Number one, it can lead you into racking up a ton of credit card debt. And number two, it makes it so that if there's any emergency, you're screwed. Okay, let's be blunt. That is what can happen. And, as I film this, it's 2023. Government shutdowns, potentially a recession coming, different industries having furloughs, worker strikes. It's important to have some level of savings. So what I would suggest, and look, if you have a ton of money in the bank, great, have fun, try to keep at least 6 months of what your income would be in a bank account. And that should really be everyone's goal. You hear Dave Ramsey say it, Suze Orman, they all say it. And the reason they say it is because if there's an emergency, if something happens with your job, you have a better chance of not ending up in bankruptcy or financial ruin if you have 6 months worth of your income, okay? So if you make $3,000 a month, your goal should be $18,000 in savings. And you may go, oh my gosh, Jen, that's gonna take me forever to save in this house, like I wanna do some stuff. I get that. So here's what I would suggest. Number one, the minute, and if you haven't done this, you should do this before, but you should be doing a budget. It's that simple. And you need to be budgeting for savings. And if you're like, oh, I do want to do some house stuff, okay, budget for that too. And the stuff that you're doing to the house should never be more than your savings. So if you're contributing $500 to your savings, $200 to the house, right? It shouldn't be $1,000 to the house, nothing to savings, because all that's ultimately going to end up happening is you are going to end up using your credit cards, you're going to end up further in debt, and then you're going to end up doing a cash out refinance. Okay, and that's if property values go up and rates go down, which is likely, but at the same point, I wouldn't bank on it, And credit cards right now, the average interest rate is 27%. That's crazy. For every $100, it's costing you 27. That is not the type of math that you want to be doing when you're owning a home. It's very dangerous. So you're going to want to resist the siren song luring you, saying, spend money on me. That's what it says. It has a terrible voice. But yeah, you're gonna wanna resist that, and you're gonna wanna start rebuilding your savings. Now, there is a second benefit to this, and I know that this has been a real downer, but there's a second benefit, guys. You're gonna have a better idea of what you actually wanna do in the house. It changes over time. So like, for instance, anywhere I've ever lived, what I've wanted to do the first month, totally different than 6 months later. Furniture, everything. So really having 6 months to a year before you start doing stuff where you're just saving and thinking and plotting and going on Pinterest and researching, right? It can be a huge benefit to you, okay? Now, let's talk about my DIYers on a budget. If you are very handy and you can do stuff at a low cost, like for instance, we have a client who closed on his house and he's removing all the popcorn ceiling himself. He rented out the machine and he's done it all himself. So the cost was probably under a couple $100. Huge difference, right? Great. okay, if you have that ability. But what I see more of is people start hiring painters and, you know, all this stuff that just adds up, and it adds up to this huge credit card debt, which is going to put pressure on you to refinance. And, you know, depending on what's going on with the market, it may or may not be a good thing to refinance, and you really don't want to get into the habit of using your house as a piggy bank. So that's my top tip, is as soon as you get in that house, hold off on beautifying it. I know, 6 months to a year, save some money, get a little bit of a cushion, really plan out what you're gonna do that whole dream board with it, then do it. But give yourself some financial security first. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. I'm a lender in 48 states, so if you totally disregard this video and you rack up a ton of debt and need to do a cash out refi, I'm here for you. But yeah, I'm here whenever you guys need me. Thanks for watching.